Let's go over the arrival procedures for a Jayco travel trailer. Before driving into your campsite, make sure the trailer will fit into the slot. Check for high obstructions such as tree limbs. Plan your approach path to make sure you're going to be able to reach the utilities. If backing into your campsite, disengage the sway bar by twisting the handle counterclockwise until it is loose. Before disconnecting your vehicle, you may need to roughly level your camper by putting ramps under either the right or the left set of tires. Next, you'll want to secure the wheel chocks on the downhill side. Now it's time to start disconnecting the vehicle from the camping trailer. Begin by removing your breakaway cable and attaching it next to the battery to keep it out of the way. Next, you'll want to remove your safety chains, and you can attach them in the same place next to the battery. You'll need to untwist them below the vehicle. Finally, disconnect the power cord. Make sure to untwist it from the chain that was holding it and keeping it from dragging on the ground. I usually like to store it on top of the propane tank, facing downward so it does not get any water in it should it rain. Now let's remove the sway bar. Simply pull the pins on both ends and pull it off. It should already be loose if you were backing up earlier. Now it's time to raise the jack to remove the weight from the weight distribution arms. In most cases, you're going to want to put a board down under the jack. This is particularly important if you're in loose, sandy conditions, but just about anywhere it's a good idea as it gives you more stable footing. Make sure the board is perpendicular with the camping trailer. You also want to make sure that your foot comes down evenly. Note that the pin for your hitch lock is still engaged. This is so that your vehicle can be lifted up by the jack. As your vehicle comes off the ground, test your chains to see how much weight they're holding. You want them to be fairly loose before you attempt to remove them. To remove the weight distribution chains, first pull up on the propane cover and remove the pin. Use the rod that's provided and push down on the weight distribution saddle and remove the chain. Now push your weight distribution arms forward and they should slip out of the two holes. You'll then repeat the same procedure on the other side. Don't forget to push the saddle back in place and put the pin back in so that you don't lose it. Now that the weight distribution system has been removed, you need to lower the camper back onto the ball. This is the only way you'll be able to unlock the coupler lock. Once the majority of the weight is back on the ball, you can pull the pin and unlock the ball. Flip the little switch up and back. Make sure it's fully disengaged. And then you can once again raise the trailer back up. You want to keep raising it until the ball and the tongue come completely apart and that the tongue is high enough that it clears the ball before you attempt to move your vehicle forward. Make sure you've got at least an inch or so of clearance between the ball and the trailer. Now simply pull your vehicle forward and out of the way. Once again, lower the jack until the camper is roughly level front to back. Now put down 4 wooden planks found in the storage locker under each corner of the camper. Then you're going to lower all 4 of your stabilizer legs. Once they're all down and touching, you can use them to finalize your leveling by simply increasing a little bit of pressure on one side or another until everything is as level as you want. The back legs are off a little bit to the side, but they're exactly the same procedure. Now it's time to plug in the power. When pulling out the power cord, pull by the cord itself, not by the plug. If plugging in at a campsite that offers multiple types of electricity, plug in where it says 30 amp and then turn the breaker on. When hooking up the water, use the white hose. You want to connect the side with the blue filter to the spigot provided at the campsite. Connect the other side of the hose to the part of the camper that says a city water connection. When turning on the water spigot, you don't want to pressurize it all the way, or you'll get a real shower when you turn on the faucet inside the camper. Just turn it a little bit. To turn on the propane, open the propane cover at the top and then turn both knobs on both tanks counterclockwise at the same time. By opening them simultaneously, you reduce the pressure on the regulator. To deploy the step, simply pull it up and out and then push down. Inside the doorway, there's a button for extending the slide room. Push this and you'll watch the couch and the wall move out until it starts to make a clicking noise indicating it's fully out. Turn on the hot water faucet for a little while to fill the water heater with water. Once you've run it for a moment or so, go ahead and click on the water heater. Confirm that the refrigerator is on and running on electric power. At this point, you can also turn on the air conditioner if you so desire. Deploy the awning by pushing the button located near the front door. You want to roll it out until the shade flap drops down. In the event of a storm, immediately retract the awning. To open the front bed, simply unlock the passenger side lock and then swing the locking arms back. The second side shouldn't be locked, but you'll still need to release the little locking arm. Then simply pull the bed forward and let it drop down. To finish the bed setup, go back inside the camper. Remove the straps that hold the mattress in place while traveling, then reach between the mattress and pull out the extension bar. Move the mattress out of the way, and then use the extension bar to open up the rest of the frame. In the top of the frame, there are 2 screws. Position the extension bar right between these 2 screws to keep it from slipping as you push the extension bar out and hence open up the frame. There's a little hole in the ceiling where the other end of the extension bar will be secured. Once this is done, put your mattress back into the room and simply open it up. Setup complete. You can tuck the straps in behind the cushions of the couch. Here's a close-up of what the frame and the attachment points I mentioned look like. Here are the 2 screws that you want to put the extension bar between, and here's the hole in the ceiling where you want to put the other side in. Back outside, you'll want to make sure the vinyl tent cover completely covers the sides and corners of the entire front bed bunk. You don't want any rainwater seeping in. To open the back bed, you use essentially the same procedure. Unlock it on the passenger side, and then also open it on the driver's side. And let the bed drop down. Once again, you'll need to reach between the mattress folds and pull out your extension bar. The extension bar is once again going to attach to the frame in between the 2 screws. You want to make sure the hook part on the back end is pointing up. Push it out and pop it into that hole in the ceiling. Now all that's left is to open up that mattress. After this, go back outside and again make sure the tent covering Has all the flaps coming around all the corners and sides. The essential setup is now complete, but if you'd like to watch TV, you can crank up the antenna until it's full extension. After this, you are done. Enjoy your camping trip.